Have you ever done something completely insane just because it felt right? I was standing in my wedding dress, makeup done, hair curled, and a bouquet in my hand, smiling for pictures I already knew I'd hate looking back on. I should have felt happy, but the whole morning, I felt this weird pressure in my chest I couldn't explain. My fiancé was perfect on paper, polite, smart, came from a good family, but every time he looked at me, it just felt like something was missing. I tried to ignore it, until I saw my dad crying behind one of the curtains. He's not dramatic, he's never emotional, but he looked like he was grieving. I asked him what was wrong, and he just said, "You deserve more than safe." I guess I knew what he meant, but it still shook something in me. Everyone kept asking if I was ready, and I kept saying, yeah, but I wasn't. I stood there in the hallway just before walking down the aisle, and something in me snapped. I ran to the bathroom, took off my veil, and sat on the floor of the handicapped stall sobbing, and that's when I heard someone else crying a few stalls down. I tried to stay quiet, hoping they'd just leave, but they said, "Sorry, I'll go," and I blurted out, "No, please don't." We both sat there in silence for a second before I asked, "Are you okay?" Then this girl, who I'd never met, told me through tears that her brother was supposed to walk her down the aisle today, but he passed away 2 months ago from a motorcycle accident. She had just gotten to her own wedding venue, but couldn't walk through the doors. I couldn't breathe hearing her say that, because 2 years ago, I lost my mom in almost the exact same way. We shared stories, sitting on opposite ends of a $1 million wedding hall bathroom. And get this, her name was also Rachel. I helped her fix her eyeliner. She helped redo my lip gloss. And she said, "You look beautiful, but do you feel okay?" And for some reason, she was the first person that really meant it. I took a deep breath and just shook my head. She didn't tell me what to do, but she reached into her clutch, pulled out a granola bar, and said, "You're allowed to sit down and eat. You're allowed to wait." So I waited. I told my dad to stall. I did not walk down that aisle. And Rachel, she walked herself in, and her fiancé met her halfway, crying. I watched her wedding photos online a week later. She posted one with the caption, "It's okay to pause. Sometimes the universe sends you someone in a stall."